1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Mental Reps podcast, featuring your host, Brian Wright.
The main thing that you could do, I know it's cliche, but start with yourself, make yourself better, start working on the people around you, then we work on the community. But you sitting around from your basement screaming at Kamala Harris, it's just not really going to make a whole hell of a lot of difference.
Our guest this episode is comedian and actor Jimmy Shubert.
Bro, it really doesn't. And you're right. Start with little things. Start with yourself. Anybody who doesn't respect themselves or isn't happy with herself is going to respect anybody else or be happy with anybody else. It all starts with you.
This week's episode is sponsored by the Field Irish Pub and Eatery, a little piece of island in South Florida.
You know, a question I like to ask people, I go, what do you want in life? And they go, what do you mean by that? I go, no, what do you want in life? And where are you on the road to making that happen? And that's a really fucking simple question, but it also happens to be an important question, and most people can't fucking answer it.
As well as elite sanitizing services, keeping South Florida clean and in business.
They don't know what makes them happy. They don't know what feeds their soul. Even if you got to try 1,500 things and get them wrong first, until you find the one thing that fucking completes your fucking life. But, why wasn't I doing this all along? If you can figure out that one thing that you would do for free and figure out how to get paid for it, then you're ahead of the curve and you're never really working a day in your life.
Now fade out that fresh as beat and let's get this bitch on the road.
Welcome to Mental Reps Podcast. This is Brian Wright. Hello, what really hood? I hope you're happy and healthy. Thank you so damn much for listening, watching, sharing with your friends. I can't have I told you lately how much I fucking love you? For real, like, I really appreciate it. Keep on listening, sharing. Please go check out the new and improved mentalreps.net as well. Magical elves will meet you there, help you with all your mental reps needs. We're giving away 50% of the merch sales, the proceeds from the merch sales to Neighbors for Neighbors, a really cool, awesome local nonprofit. Doing really amazing things for people in need. You can go check out more about them at our About page with the links to their websites. Be a gem. Go pick something up. You'll be helping out the podcast, also contributing to a great cause at mentalreps.net. My guest today is a comedian and actor who's headlining my comedy show, Township Comedy Club, benefiting Neighbors for Neighbors, this Saturday, January 30th. This dude's been all around the world. Started working for Mitzi Shore as a doorman back in the day at Comedy Store. And the rest, as they say, is history. He lived in a house with Andrew Dice Clay, Sam Kinison, and somebody else. I think it was Mark Maron. Oh my God. How do you even still breathe after that? That's this guy has insane stories. He's got all the accolades too. He was on like 5 seasons of King of Queens, 2 Broke Girls, The Italian Job. He's been in a bunch of TV shows and movies. You got to look him up. But he's a comedian, first and foremost. He's toured overseas for the troops with Drew Carey. Got into that a little bit. Something he's very proud of. He's got a new special out called Zero Tolerance, which reached #1 on iTunes, man. He's doing it, dude. Still doing it after all these years and not fucking around. He's still funny as shit. Whoever can make it out to the show this Saturday, and the rest of the lineup is super stout as well. Abby Ballin, Danny Braff, John Gregory's going to be hosting with special guest Nadeem Awad and Madison Malloy. They've been added to the lineup. Free entry and 2-drink minimum. That's a pretty good fucking deal. And it's going to benefit a great cause. You can make your reservations right now, townshipftl.com, or call during business hours, 954-338-4070. But first, I've known Brian since he was a wee lad. Knee-high to a duck he was. South Florida's authentic Irish pub and eatery. It's The Field, man. Official sponsor of Mental Reps Podcast. It's my little piece of Ireland right here in South Florida. If you don't know... you just have to be there. You just need to go. It's just the best, man. I'm partial because I'm Irish, but people of all shapes, sizes, colors in there just vibing out hard. And it's just everything you could possibly want from an Irish pub. When you're inside, we'll put it this way. If someone woke up from a coma inside the Field, you would have zero problem convincing them they were in Dublin. Like, I'm serious. It's like that. They have multiple bars, Guinness, Smithwick's, and much more on tap. But you know they have that Irish-American cuisine as well. Shepherd's pie, bangers and mash, the corned beef, the cabbage, Irish potato soup. But they got the steaks, chops, fresh seafood. and vegan options, so no excuses for your emaciated fedora-wearing friends. Live music Wednesday through Sunday, but if you're staying in, no problemo, bud. Go to thefieldfl.com, enter code word reps20 for 20% off your entire online order. Again, thefieldfl.com, code word reps20. And also, got Disney trivia coming up February 2nd at the Field. I have not done trivia in years. I had to stop because of my radio gigs, but now I'm off the air. At least for the time being, I'm going to take everything I've learned since then, pack it into the most premium fucking trivia in the land. I grew these trivias up to be pretty big back in the day. I gotta say, it kind of became a thing. I was quite surprised by it. I had restaurant owners, bar owners coming up to me almost every week asking me to come and do it at their place, and I just couldn't do it. Now, I'm starting to think about, hey, why not bringing that back? I'm taking all those old trivias up in the ante, trying to create something super dope and fun. And we start with Disney trivia on February 2nd. Then we have the Office trivia planned for February 16th. We have some really good prizes. It's going to be a $100 gift card for the Field. You're also going to get a trophy or some sort of equivalent. And we got some extra little prizes. Plus, second place, you're going to get a bottle of Irish whiskey to drown your sorrows, which I think is fantastic. And we're going to have a fun little last place gift. It's just going to be super fun. I really hope that you come out to the Field. Also, here's another great company run by great people. If you're looking for local sanitizing services here in South Florida, just call ESS Elite Sanitizing Services. They're state licensed and insured, offering local sanitizing services, which kill 99.9% of all bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. If you need to keep your property, employees, and customers safe and virus-free, just let them keep you in business. Keep your employees working. They offer services for schools, churches, medical facilities, offices, aircrafts, yachts, public transportation, restaurants, gyms, homes, vehicles, and a whole lot more. It's like running them through a big Purell machine. And now they're offering free sanitizing to all the medical professionals and first responders, which I just think is a really, really cool thing to do. So give them a call, 954-663-5836. Visit them at elitesanitize.com or email them at info@elitesanitize.com. Elite Sanitizing Services, keeping South Florida safe and in business. All right. It's time for the show. Go find this man online. Give him a follow. His handle's at Jimmy Shubert. Go to jimmyshubert.com, and most important, come see him this Saturday, January 30th at Township Comedy Club. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jimmy Shubert. Welcome to Mental Reps Podcast. I'm joined here by comedian actor Jimmy Shubert. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. Holding up. How you holding up during all the madness?
Yeah, I don't watch any of this shit. I don't watch the news. I don't follow these. I don't give a fuck. None of it means anything. That, all they're selling is division and hate towards one another. And if you watch it, then you're consuming division and you're consuming hate. And that's all they talk about. And I got no time for it in my life. I'm trying to become a more enlightened individual, and all that stuff doesn't do anything. I mean, they just, I don't watch it. I don't pay attention to it. I work on my life. I work on, I do yoga 3 times a week. There's Raja yoga, which means royal yoga. I do my meditations. I do my walks on the beach. I try to eat healthy food. I try to take care of myself, exercise, extreme self-care. And what I do not do is consume almost anything on television. I listen to books on tape. I read. I listen to music all day. I don't have any time for it. Why do you think they call it fucking programming? Because the programming, you sit in front of the TV. How should I think and feel about everything today, TV? Yeah. What should I be mad at today? And most of it's fucking horse shit. Mm-hmm. They got these 5 conglomerates that run all the news media outlets. They all talk and read from teleprompters with stories that are written at a 4th grade level, so the masses can wrap their minds around it and get angry or get upset at other people. It's all division and fucking hate, and I got zero time for it. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Damn, son, you came out of the gates swinging. I fucking love it, dude. I love it. I know, that's wise, man. You're wise.
Well, here's the thing. You talk about diet. People say talk about diet, about what you eat. a diet about what you put in your mouth. I'm on a diet, Well, a diet just doesn't consist of food. A diet consists of what you put in your ear hole, what you put in your eye hole, what you put in your mouth, who you associate with, the books you read, the tapes you listen to, all of it. And I'm on a diet, and it's a very specific diet, and I don't consume any of it. I don't fucking trust a word the fucking media says. They have ulterior motives and they have agendas, and I don't have room for any of it. I gotta plug in. I didn't realize my battery was low.
You're good, dude. You're good. But no, man, I like what you're saying, dude. That's what this like. I mean, obviously we just like have some fun. We're loosey goosey here, and we talk. I mainly interviewed comics because for this very reason that you're like the last bastions of truth here that we got on this damn planet, man. Like you said, so much programming. I am a radio guy, and I did news, and then I got into being a DJ and pumping up music out there, which was better for me psychologically, because when I was in news, I was just losing my fucking mind. It'd take me hours to calm down after work, inundated with all the bullshit.
The thing is, it's not even news anymore. It's all opinion-based drivel.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have a fucking beer with this guy, let alone do I give a fuck what he knows. I mean, you got a broadcasting degree. What the fuck do you know about global fucking politics? The fuck do you know about economics?
I know a lot of people and friends who do that, and they're like, oh, well, I went to broadcasting school. I'm an authority on the matter. I was like, oh, really? You understand global economics that well?
No, what you are is a fucking narcissistic fucking douchebag who wears too much hairspray and fucking makeup. That's what you are. I wouldn't have a beer with you, let alone do I give a fuck what you think about what's going on in China, because you don't fucking know. Dude, here's the thing, and I don't give a fuck who's president, but the president gets briefed every morning by fucking 9 intelligence agencies about what's going on in the world. So he has access to information that you don't have access to. So why would you fucking? But I don't trust any of them anymore. I think it's all rubbish. They want to turn us into a third world country, and they've been trying to do it for a long fucking time. And here's the real fucking problem. If you're a Democrat, or you think the Democrats are better than Republicans, or the Republicans are better than the Democrats, then you're a fucking moron. You take your IQ with a fucking tire gauge. You know how fucking dumb you are? You're so fucking dumb. You should be twins, because you're too stupid to be one fucking person. Both the Democrats and the Republicans have been fucking over the middle class of this country for the last 30 fucking years. They've been fucking over the middle class of this country for the last 30 fucking years, and there's been Republicans in charge, Democrats in charge, and so you're a brainwashed fucking moron. That's what you are. You should unplug. You should shut the fucking news off. You should walk away from all of it. You know what you should do? You should go spend time with your kids. You should go spend time with your parents. You should fucking love and care for the people that are in your life, because one day they won't be there, and you won't have any regrets that way. How about you do something like that? How about you actually reach out and help people, and fucking, instead of being a fucking divisive fucking cocksucker? How about that? How about that? How about maybe you fucking go and feed the homeless one day and fucking count your blessings? How about you fucking volunteer to read books to fucking children or some shit like that? Why don't you go do something that really actually makes a difference in the world? No, what do you fucking do? You sit in front of your TV all day and drink Coca-Cola and
judge other people
and wash it down with fucking Haagen-Dazs and work on your type 2 diabetes because you're a dumb fuck. Anyway, I want people to...
This is what you can look forward to this weekend at Township Comedy Club, January 30th. Jimmy Shubert headlining.
You can come out and I'll say it to your fucking face. No, I'm just so sick and tired of this fucking division in this fucking country. We're Americans at the end of the day, and they're gonna talk about rounding up fucking Trump supporters and putting them in camps. Oh, great. I want to go to camp. I never went as a kid. Maybe they'll teach me to swim. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I'm like a real independent.
Yeah.
You got to fucking earn my vote. I'm not buying your shit anymore. I'm so sick and tired of smooth talking politicians who fucking just say fucking sweet things and never do a fucking thing. I'm done with all of it. You can go fuck yourselves. I don't. Dude, I'm
liking everything that I'm hearing right now. Like Shubert 2024, bro. Like, let's do Shubert Wright 2024, man.
Dude,
because independent, son. Independent.
I may have to run because I think it was Andrew Jackson who said, if you don't get involved in politics, you're destined to be governed by people that are dumber than you. And boy, if the pandemic has taught us anything, we're being governed by people that are dumber than us. Dr. Fauci. What are you going to do to be an expert today? Put on a fucking tie? Put on a tie? What qualifies these people as fucking experts,
Yeah, and I heard that a lot of people were coming out and saying, well, actually, he was saying some things that weren't true because he wanted to control, like he told everybody the masks don't work because he didn't want them to run out of masks. So that was a way of him trying to do right and by lying to the people, and everything that he got wrong, they've got some little reason or something.
Well, here's the other thing that fucking pisses me off about these motherfuckers is they think we're all a bunch of fucking children. Why don't you just come out early and just say, wear a mask and social distance? Okay, all wear masks and we'll all social distance. How about that? How about you not ruin people's lives and ruin their family businesses that have been in their families for 60 fucking years? How about you not interfere with people's ability to make a fucking living it's just, this is dude, that's why I left California. I was fucking sick of the lockdown, and it was more about my mental health than anything else. You can't do anything. I'm done, man. I'm unplugging. Done.
I get it, dude.
Done with all this shit.
Dude, I am so with you. I'm so with you on that, dude. Sorry to interrupt you. I was just gonna say I really, really just don't have the patience anymore for conversations with people who want to say, oh, well, our side is all correct and the other side is all wrong. And if you believe them, then you're an idiot. You gotta be 100% on our side or else go fuck yourself. It's so exhausting arguing with people and trying to just not argue. I try and start off with a good conversation, just have a talk about the day's events or whatever. And it always seems to go south if you don't agree with them, which is severely frustrating to me because I like to have my opinions tested and learn new shit, because that means that you're actually doing the work to try and do right by yourself and one's mind, rather than just confirmation bias and looking for people who agree with you and hating on everybody else.
What that's called is cognitive dissonance. So you could somebody who has a fucking belief, and you could hit them with facts that are accurate and tested and all this stuff. That these are the real facts. Facts are facts. I don't care if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. Facts are fucking facts. But the problem is people don't do any of their own critical thinking. It's like everything today. When you got to check your bag at the airport now. You got to check yourself out at the grocery store. You got to do your own investigative journalism now, because they don't do it anymore. And people are all caught up in this fucking the pursuit of happiness or living the American dream. And all you're doing is you work 8 hours at a soul-sucking fucking job. You go home, you drink, you pass out, you get up, you do it all over again. You live for the fucking weekend. Is that living? Is that fucking living? Maybe you should find out what fucking feeds your soul. We'll find out how to live your passion and go pursue that and figure out fucking pursue your dream and something that makes a difference in the fucking world. Look, I love making people laugh. I fucking love making people laugh. We're on podcast now, so I have a tendency to, go off on a tangent, and I just, I like people are like, I'm so done. I just want to go enjoy my life, man.
Yeah, man.
Go enjoy my life. I get up in the morning. I take walks on the beach. I fill my eyes with beauty. I fill my heart with fucking beauty. I go to do yoga in an hour and a half in a heated room. I do these guided meditations. I'm just trying to live my best life. None of this, people, hey, life's too short to argue with total fucking strangers on the fucking internet, bro. I got to tell you that right now. I don't post anything political. I don't care. I really don't. I'm living my best life, and you want to do that, help yourself. You think that's using a computer? That's not using a computer. That's, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. They're all internet ghettos designed to eradicate original thought or original idea. And the minute you step out of line of groupthink, they all jump on you. 40 people attack you. Or you think it's 40 people, but it's really not 40 person. It's one guy in his basement with 40 accounts, and he saw something he didn't like. So he gets all 6 of his Twitter accounts and he attacks you because he has no life, because he lives in his parents' basement. He watches Pornhub and drinks energy drinks, and he eats Doritos and beats off till his dick's orange, but he knows what's going on in the world and you don't. So, That's really, I'm going to let that guy make a judgment call on my fucking life.
Dude, dude, that you're so damn right about this, and I'm curious about what you are experiencing out on the road now, because people are going out with a different kind of heightened energy, and things are quite different. I mean, what are you experiencing out on the road, if any difference from before?
Experience audiences fucking laughing a lot.
Yeah.
Because I work my ass off on my comedy. And you know what? I do it in a way. I'm just going to outright all these fucking cancel culture motherfuckers. You should be canceled. Oh, I mean, I would never get to make a living doing something I love to do because you're fucking miserable and you want to project all your miserableness on to my life because of something I said or something I did. I'm not allowed to make a mistake anymore. I'm not allowed to be a fucking human being. So now, like Louis C.K., what do you do? He jerked off in front of a couple people. Big fucking deal, guys. What's the point of doing 2 sold-out shows at the Beacon if you got to go home and jerk off by yourself? You know what I mean? A couple people, nothing big. But I mean, it's so fucking pathetic. We're the most obnoxious fucking species on the planet. I don't know if you noticed this, but during the quarantine, whenever it was away, the nature flourished.
Yeah, the dolphins were swimming up in the Italian canals and shit. Like,
because human beings this is how dumb we are as a species. We'll go into the woods, we'll cut down top of trees, and we'll turn that wood pulp into paper so we can print "Save the Trees" in the paper, and then walk around with a fucking and just throw shade at other people because you got it printed up and you care about what's going on in the world and look at you, and you know what, you're a fucking idiot. Just leave the trees alone, stay out of the fucking woods, live your life. I mean, I'm really like this close to growing off the grid and growing my own food and not having any fucking, just have enough power for shit I need. And that's it. But
have you ever seen Mr. Fantastic? It's this movie with this guy who lives off the grid with his kids. And I'm telling you, dude, it's like becoming more and more appetizing to me. Like every year that goes by, I'm like, I don't know, man. I think that might be the way to go. Like, or at least eventually, that's the retirement plan at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, I got news for you, dude. I just moved from Los Angeles. Had to get out of there. I couldn't take it anymore. The homeless situation is ridiculous. I had 15 people living underneath a bridge like 3 blocks from my house. I got to see that shit every day. I just got to see that. It made me feel so fucking horrible for these fucking people. But they got mental illness, they got drug problems, they got whatever. And instead of what they do, they threw in a fucking urinal and shower units. These people can live outside like some kind of fucking animal. I mean, it's just.
It's the way that he said that, especially. That was funny.
Yeah, maybe they're there to scare the fuck out of the rest of us. Who fucking knows?
Dude, I'll tell you what, man.
That's what happens when you burn all the bridges in your life. You wind up living underneath a bridge.
Yes, yeah, dude. I was just talking to Chris Cope last week, and he's still out there in LA, and he's just like, it's a ghost town, man. Like, I'm going in and out after this. That's my big event for the day. I can go through the drive-through at In and Out or whatever. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, yeah, there's a mass exodus out of LA right now because of that very fact.
Jersey, everybody's moving to the middle of the country where they're not. I mean, it reminds you of like 1934 Berlin. Wear your mask. Be prepared to show proof of citizenship. Are you a Trump supporter? We're going to burn you at the stake. I mean, it's like, go read the Hitler's Circle of Evil, and you can see, what they did. It's very telling about what's going on in the society today. We don't live in a free country. The only thing that's not taxed or regulated in this country is masturbation. So you're go fuck yourself, and that's the extent of your freedoms. And I mean, dude, it's so disgusting.
I agree, man. I agree. Well, I want people to like, this is, I mean, like you said, you're kind of ranting, but like, I really want people to go check out your Zero Tolerance Hour. Because I got to say, man, in 2020, you came out strong, brother. You came out strong on that
that's a great special. I just have to have recorded it before. We recorded it before. It just happened to be ready for release in the middle of a pandemic. The album Zero Tolerance, which is available on iTunes, and you go to my website, jimmyshubert.com, and find everything. My special is available.
Vimeo, right?
Yeah. Well, you go to jimmyshubert.com. You can rent it or you can buy it.
Cool.
There's a special and there's an album, and they're both really good. And I'm really proud of it. I think it's my best work. and people go check it out. If you need to laugh, believe me, the album's hilarious. It went up to number 1 on iTunes comedy charts over the summer, and so people can check that out. And so, I got a movie that that was in the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival, which I got a chance to introduce, called Puppy Love, with Hopper Penn, Roseanne Arquette, Michael Madsen. Cowboy Cerrone is in it from the UFC. Guy kills it, does a great job. And
Really cool.
Yeah, and Paz de la Huerta was the lead, and she got Best Actress at the Oldenburg Film Festival in Germany. The movie's got a couple of Spirit Awards for its independent. So it's it's a good film, and then it'll be out in theaters in 2021, hopefully, if there's ever that thing again. And then now there's a vaccine, that may be available now sooner rather than later.
Well, I know, like you said, people need to go out and fucking laugh, man. And if you are too scared to go out and go see the shows yourself, just fucking go look up jimmyshubert.com. Go check out Zero Tolerance. It's really, really funny.
There's two things. There's a special, which is a video that you could rent or buy on Vimeo. And then there's the album, which is available on iTunes. They're both called Zero Tolerance, and they're both a little different than each other. They're not the same. So,
okay, I didn't know that. that.
Yeah. I recorded we recorded the album on Friday night, and we recorded this special on Saturday night.
Oh, cool.
So I switched.
I like that though. I think that's cool.
Well, that's what happens when you know what you're doing in this business.
So really quick, for people who don't know, we're not going to spend too much time on it, but you're a Philly guy, right? James Francis Shubert. Sorry, I had to throw that middle name in there, dude.
And Francis Schubert. James Francis.
Yeah, buddy. Pops
James Francis Christopher Schubert. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Pops was homicidal detective, right? He was a detective. And Mom's
he did a lot of things. He was in a fraud unit. He was a homicide detective. He worked on special crimes. He ended his career in special crimes, which was like these high-end crimes, like real good, real like Lieutenant Columbo shit. He had to catch these fucking criminals, and one guy was a rare book thief, and some of these other guys. I mean, it's interesting. An art thief, he had to catch an art thief. I mean, and he always felt bad when he had to lock these guys up, because they were like, they were intelligent guys, essentially doing intelligent victimless crime. Nobody was murdered or no banks were robbed. I mean, this was just art and books, and these guys, and you really had to know what you were doing. I mean, these guys worked 70, 80 hours a week. They had to know art. They had to know literature. They had to, so that kind of, I think my dad dug that portion of the last part of his career.
That's very cool, man. Holy shit. What was that like? You couldn't have gotten away with jack shit as a kid.
No.
Oh, you had how many brothers did you? Because it was all boys, right? 5 or 6?
Six boys.
Holy shit. So what was that? Where were you lined up are you at the end, early, middle child?
I was number 3. I was the third one in. So I was really like in the middle.
Okay. Wow. Damn. So you couldn't get shit done without your dad being like, nah, bitch. Like, I'm not buying it.
No, bro. I mean, I was breaking down murderers and rapists and criminals. And, you fucking steal $20 from a sock drawer for new baseball cards from a guy who has 6 kids. Believe me, he's going to know where every fucking dollar went. You missed 20 from us. I'm walking around with a baseball card. Oh, we didn't see it. Let me get the baseball card. And then the interrogations would start, bro. It was really, I mean, these, I don't care what anybody says. That's why I watch the ID channel. I love those cop interrogations. I love them on the first 48. I mean, these cops, they deal with this shit all the time. They're like pit bulls. They're not going to give it up until they find the person who did it, and they're going to find the person who did it. So do yourself a favor and don't murder anybody, so you fucking spend your life as a free person. Look, just get a divorce. Don't murder your wife, because you wind up in jail and your asshole and your baseball hat are wind up being the same size, 7 3/4. Why don't you just relax and not murder somebody? Just do the right thing and live your fucking best life. All right, walk away. I don't know what it is with people. I really don't. It just blows my fucking mind.
These Netflix documentaries of these guys killing. Like, I watched one a couple weeks ago with my girl where he just like killed his wife because she was pregnant and he wanted to get with this new girl. So he's like, well, in order to get with her, I'm gonna have to kill her, because then with the extra baby, it'll be extra I'm like, bro, just have some balls and get a divorce and get the fuck out. You gotta kill this woman, and he ended up killing the kids too. And I'm like,
yeah, I saw that.
So it's like,
it takes a special kind of scumbag. It takes a special kind of scumbag. My dad used to tell me. My dad used to tell me, he goes, Jimmy, it's the first 5 years of a person's life. And I said, what do you mean by that, Dad? He goes, well, it's the first 5 years. Like if a person's born into a loving, caring, nurturing environment and they're loved and they're taken care of, they turn out to be reasonably well-adjusted people. But if they're not, if they're born into neglect and abuse and alcoholism and drugs, and then they get beat and they don't know what love is. They don't have no idea what love is. And they become sociopaths. And they assume, and they just assume walk up and say hi to you, shoot you in the fucking head because they don't know what love is. They don't know what it is to love another person. And believe me, we all have our fair amount of fucking trauma. Everybody has it. Nobody had a perfect fucking life, you know? And I always tell people this, I'm very like selective with who I hang out with. You know, if a person doesn't respect themselves or love themselves, then they're never going to love and respect you either. And that goes for relationships, and that goes for fucking, hey, you want to fucking live good? I don't want to be with anybody who doesn't want to be with me. Good luck. Good fucking riddance. Go muchacho. Enjoy your fucking life. I'm walking away from it all, Yeah. And the problem is today, people are fucking damaged beyond fucking recognition. Like they're so fucked up.
And they want to act like they're not, and everybody else is.
You don't even know it till you're about fucking 6 months to a year in, till you're walking down the aisle marrying her and all the members of her fucked up family. I mean, would have been shit I could have used 6 months ago before I fucking said, you got to be careful, man.
You sure do, man.
It's a long fucking time. And I got to be honest, marriage is a shitty deal for men. Let me rephrase it. Marriage is a shitty deal for the breadwinner. It's a shitty deal for the breadwinner. Let me get this straight. So you get half my fucking salary and you get half my stuff. And I've been doing all the fucking work all this time. And why? So, and 68% of marriages end in divorce. It's as high as 72% in some parts of the country. So, I mean, if they told me, 72% of car accidents are fatalities, I'd be taking the fucking bus or something. I mean,
Did your mom and dad stay together?
Yep. Still together, still alive, still enjoying life. Thank God for that.
Awesome, man. So your mom was a special ed teacher, right?
Yeah. Ed teacher. She worked with, she had 6 special ed kids at home, so it was just another step for her. Yeah, but she worked with special needs kids, and she worked with kids. My mom was a really terrific, generous person. Put everybody else before herself. She's a sweetheart.
I love that, man. I love that. Like it sounds like she tried to like hone in on the things that you enjoy. Because I remember hearing that you used to be. I forget who told me. They told me that you were a musician. I was like, a magician. And I was like, I got to ask him about that. Well, I'm sure that your brothers loved all your illusions.
Well, they were my captive audience.
Yeah.
I would, at 3 o'clock in the morning after I practiced for like 3 hours, I go, I got it. And I wake them up. Will you fucking leave me alone? But no, my brother Bobby played the drums. My brother Joe played guitar, and they were members of like these bands and stuff. And then my mom would take them for music lessons on a Monday night. And so then me and my mom would drive down the street to the Magic Club, and we would kill an hour in the magic shop, and then we'd pick my brothers up. And so I was allowed to buy 1 trick a month. But I mean, I've had jobs since I'm 11. I was paying rent, when I was 16, just because my mom had 6 kids. I was helping out, have to go up and get milk in the morning, go get milk in the afternoon, eat them out of house and home. I don't know, But all my brothers and I are real close. We all love each other. I got a good family. I'm very blessed that way,
I love to hear that, man.
I didn't get into comedy because I'm fucked up. I got into comedy because I love fucking making people laugh. That was and then I've been lucky enough to be able to, by sheer attrition, because I didn't have anybody famous in my family, like Steve Martin says in his book, Born Standing Up. He says, marriage is the poor man's way into show business. You got $10, you buy a trick, and now you're in show business. If you But it's all good, man. It's all good. I gotta.
So how that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm very blessed because I've been all over the world doing stand-up comedy, and I've been to China, I've been to Israel, I've been to Ireland, I've been to Mexico, and all through North America, probably 6-7 times in Canada, Montreal, Vancouver, all over the country, Alaska, all over the country. The only place I haven't been is like Scotland, and I think Australia and Italy. but I've traveled extensively. I went to Kosovo. I've done a lot of armed forces entertainment. I went to Cuba, Honduras, El Salvador, doing shows with the military. Yeah.
Yeah, you did shows with Drew Carey, right? You went out on like the armed.
And we flew into Afghanistan, which was a hot war zone at the time. We did some shows on some forward operating bases, and it was
That's cool, man. What was that experience like?
That was fucking awesome. It was adventure at the very fucking peak of it. It's just, you're jumping from off a C-130 onto a Alpha class Chinook 47 helicopter with a double propeller with Apache escort flying into, Jalalabad and Mathur Lam and Camp Right Asadabad, which is about 11 clicks from fucking Pakistan. And you fucking back of trucks under tents and fucking mess halls. And it was my fucking absolute privilege and honor to do it for these fucking great Americans who were over there fucking defending our way of life, which is, it's interesting. We got,
That's pretty cool, man.
I enjoyed it fucking immensely, and I got so I would make sure I could do one of those every year, take some time off my busy touring schedule, and make myself available for like a 15-day run. We did Cuba, we did Greenland, we did Honduras and Salvador. We did a whole South American run. We went to Greenland, which is what the Greenland is, that's a fucking hunk of ice, and it's
so big.
Months of darkness. You get seasonal mood disorder out there, and you got these rabid foxes called Archies, and it's just fucking ice and snow. But that Greenland is our theater of operations, where we keep an eye on all of Europe and Russia and everybody. And so when you get a call from Greenland, calls the president of the United States and lets them know what's happening in the theater of operations. So it's interesting. And I was in the Middle East. We went to Doha, Qatar, Iraq, and did shows there. And then we went to Afghanistan. And so, and believe me, it wasn't a cakewalk. I mean, you were going into a war zone. It was no joke. You had to have a helmet and a Kevlar vest on, and you were flying in airspace that at any time could have, it was all, when I was little, I always wanted to be Bob Hope. I would set up my little green army men and stand in front of them and tell them jokes. So I think that's where that comes from.
Oh, I love that story. I love hearing that. So you made it happen, dude. I mean, but I wanted to get back really quick to the comedy show, because that's where it started for you as a doorman. I know that you started in Philly first, but you went out to LA. You're a doorman in the Comedy Store. And I wanted to ask you about this Sam Kinison story. Is it true that you rode a motorcycle up on his stage, and that's kind of what made him be like, all right, I'll fuck with this guy. I like this guy.
No. We were buddies before that, and Sam wasn't Sam Kinison then. He was kind of like an upcoming guy, and I was, and I just did it one night. I was kind of like being and I don't know, I was just feeling my oats or whatever, and somebody said, it's never been done. I go, you shouldn't have said that. Affiliate me, bro.
And, I love
it. I had the chutzpah, and I did it. And we drove him off stage, and he fucking was scared to death. I didn't realize at the time. We drove right out onto Sunset Boulevard, made a U-turn at La Cienega, and he finally let go and said, "You're a crazy motherfucker." And I said, "You're pretty crazy yourself, you son of a bitch." I dropped him off, and I didn't see him for like 2 weeks. And I come walking back into the Comedy Store, and he's in the back bar, and he's with Lorraine Newman and Randy Quaid. And he goes, "Jimmy Shubert, you crazy motherfucker!" Get over. But he was like, and then I kind of was fucking. He just loved my fucking chutzpah. He just loved my fucking balls, and he invited me to come on the road with him after he saw my show and be one of the original outlaws of comedy. And we did 70 cities. We did 30 cities. I toured with him for 5 years. We did Vegas. We did a bunch and Sam was a fucking good friend, man. He put a lot of cool moments in my life. He was a great fucking mentor to me as a stand-up comic. I loved watching him. He was really creative. He was fucking, but he was a preacher. He still had that preacher kind of thing. I loved watching his process. And I probably stole his editing, the way I edit my bits. Not his material, but I stole his editing, and I love the way, and Carl LeBeau, who was Sam Kinison's best friend, who is now not doing too well, is colon cancer, and he's not doing too well. So he's one of my good friends, and I want to give a shout out, and he's the guy who really taught me how to do stand-up comedy. I mean, touring with Sam was great, but Carl LeBeau was my mentor. He was my big brother. looked after me, made sure that, because, you get caught up, you're a young touring fucking comedian. You get caught up in a lot of shit. And I just, I
That's
know,
cool.
I know you're going to get this phone call any day, which I'm not looking forward to. And I just say the rosary for him and I pray for him constantly. He's in a lot of pain. And I got to spend some time with him. And a couple of weeks ago, we had an hour phone call, and I told him how much I love him. But he's on home hospice care now, so it's just
Shout out to him, man. I mean,
yeah. But I grew up in a time, I got to see guys, working at the Comedy Store as a doorman with an education unto itself. You got to watch Arsenio Hall and Robin Williams and Richard Pryor and Carlin and guys like Harry Basil and Tom Wilson was also from Philly. And these guys were like, Yakov Smirnoff and Andrew Dice Clay. And I got to sit and watch the best of the best in American stand-up comedy. And stand-up comedy is really like jazz music in the sense that it's a uniquely American art form. Case could be made that, it's the second oldest art form. But the way we do it in this country, where like Mort Saul, who I consider like he's kind of like the original like nightclub comedian, I would think, where paper and talked about the events of the day and things that happened that day. But there was a lot of it's just an interesting art form. I love the history of it. I love everything about it. I study it. Carlin is my favorite of all time. I love the way he played with language, pulled it apart, put it back together again. His content is unbelievable. 21 albums, 14 HBO specials, 8
like
books.
God level.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And brilliant. I know later on he didn't give a fucking much about, so he would rant, but his rants were spot on and they were brilliant. And I just love that I've been able to make a living doing this for 30 years and still relatively young guy. I've been in movies and television. I've got to produce and create, 4 fucking albums now, 3 specials. I'm very blessed, I'm very fortunate. And people go, oh, you're the most underrated comedian out there. I'm just a fucking comedian, man. I make a living doing something I love to do. And if that's all I am, that's fucking a lot further than a lot of people get,
Fuck yeah, man. I hit up Esther Koo and I was like, because she puts on some comedy shows down here in South Florida as well. And we talk and give each other a little heads up on this person or that person. She said, Jimmy Schubert's in town. I was like, get the fuck out of here. She said, yeah, he moved down here. And immediately, obviously, I was like, you got to give me his info. And I reached out to you. And I was really excited to hear that you were down here, man, because me along with a few others are really doing our damnedest to try and build up the scene down here. So having somebody like you down here doing shows, it's pretty big for us down here. So I'm glad that you're down
bro,
here, man.
I had to get out of California just for my mental health, and I just want to be able to go walk on the beach if I want it and do stuff. And it's just the homeless situation out there was ridiculous, and I couldn't. It's just the rents are ridiculously high and the taxes are ridiculously high, and I just said, you know what, I put my time in out here. I'm good. I want to go somewhere where I can, I jump on a plane at a West Palm Beach airport. I'm 2.5 hours up to Trenton, and I'm 20 minutes to my parents' house. And so I need to go visit them. I can visit them more frequently. I can go see my brothers. I'm at my brother's house right now in West Palm Beach. I came over because he just got new hedges. He goes, hey, bro, could you do me a favor and water my hedges? So I go, yeah, I can water your hedges. I'm going to go swim in your pool, and I'm going to sit in your jacuzzi for a little bit too, if that's okay. But anyway, that's so I get to see my family more because they come down. My brother has a house down here. Plus, a lot of my friends from Philly come down here on the regular too. And so, and I lived down here before. After Sam Kinison passed away, I moved down here from 92 to 97, and then I got a development deal, and I shot a couple pilots for TV, and I started to get on the King of Queens. I did like 15 episodes of King of Queens, and I always got that movie Go, and then I got a second chance.
The lollipop dude, right? You were the guy with the lollipop, right? And Go.
Yeah. I got a second chance to get back into show business and do what, because it's just not enough to be a stand-up comic anymore. I thought it was. Jesus, not like the fucking job's tough or anything. Then I got to be a world-class podcaster, and then I got to be an actor, and then I got to fucking do social media. I don't know who fucking did it. I like to wring their fucking neck. I think maybe it was Dane Cook, MySpace, motherfucker. Everybody's got to do all this. And it's all fucking hate. That's all you get on social media is fucking hatred. Hatred on Twitter, hatred on this, hatred on that. People that are miserable, looking to project their miserableness onto your life. And, I wish I could just fucking just pull the plug on the whole fucking thing. And this way we'd have to look each other in the face and talk to each other anymore. Because the problem is, everybody's got used to get post shit on fucking social media. And, in the old days, when you did that, you made your opinion known and you were at a bar, someone could punch you in the face. And then you go, okay, your opinion's been noted and found wanting. And then you get stuck or punched. And then, social media, everybody walks around like they can get away. And people try that in person and it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's true.
I'm not advocating violence.
No,
I'm not advocating violence.
No, I know the feeling though, dude, man. It's like, just try and enjoy yourself a little bit. And it's not being naive to have fun and be happy. People that, why aren't you as angry as I am about everything?
I feel bad for all these people who walk around pissed off all the time. And all these people get mad at fucking jokes because it means they're not intelligent. So you really have to be intelligent to get jokes. And you're too fucking dumb to get it. We've been doing it for a long time, but you've been fucking dumbed down because you have to realize that I'm a comedian and you're at a comedy club and you're choosing to get pissed off at something I'm saying, knowing there's going to be another joke coming along any second. It's like walking down the sidewalk and seeing a pile of dog shit. Instead of walking around it, you step right in it because you're a fucking dope.
Dude,
with a fucking tire gauge. No, don't get me fucking started. I'm just kidding.
No, I agree, man. No, I completely agree. And it's like, it just frustrates me the energy that everybody is going out with. And it's like, you could sit there and tell me that I'm being ignorant or whatever. I think I'm being pragmatic. I think I'm being honest with the situation at hand, and not, like I said before, you can go around and find something to get pissed off about all day long, and rightfully so too. There's a lot of bullshit going on this planet, but how is that actually going to help anything? And are you going to actually do anything to help it? Definitely not by sitting around and bitching about it. The main thing that you could do, I know it's cliche, but start with yourself, make yourself better, start working on the people around you. Then we work on the community. But you sitting around from your basement screaming at Kamala Harris, it's just not really going to make a whole hell of a lot of difference.
Bro, it really doesn't. Yeah, and you're right. Start with little things. Start with yourself. Because I said this before. I'll say it again. Anybody who doesn't respect themselves or isn't happy with herself isn't going to respect anybody else or be happy with anybody else. It all starts with you. And a lot of people, a question I like to ask people, I go, what do you want in life? And they go, what do you mean by that? I go, no, what do you want in life? And where are you on the road to making that happen? And that's a really fucking simple question, but it also happens to be an important question. And most people can't fucking answer it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know. They don't know what makes them happy. They don't know what feeds their soul because they haven't fucking gone out and you got to do, even if you got to try 1,500 things and get them wrong first until you find the one thing that fucking completes your fucking life. You go, why wasn't I doing this all along? And that's the thing. The thing, like they say, it's the one thing that Curly says in, what was that movie with Billy? The cowboy movie. From the Cowboys. What was
Not
it?
Tombstone.
Shit. Anyway.
I know what you're talking about, though. Curly.
If you can figure out that one thing that you would do for free and figure out how to get paid for it, then you're ahead of the curve. Then you're never really working a day in your life. And it doesn't make a difference what that thing is. I mean, maybe you just like on the weekends, you like to go to the hospital and read books to sick children. Maybe you like to go to the hospital and perform magic for sick kids, which is what I did. That's why I fell in love with performing, is because me and my buddy would go to the children's hospital and I would perform magic tricks for them. We'd go down there on the weekends. And I got such joy out of that. And then a lot of the nurses would hire me to go do these churches, and I would go do these church stuff. And then I became like a professional comedian by the time I was like 14 and 15. I've been in show business almost my whole fucking life.
You've been bred for it, man.
Crazy. Yeah. And,
I love it.
They asked you in your 8th grade yearbook, what do you want to be? 10 years from now, I said an entertainer. I want to be, it's funny because I stopped doing magic when I was 18. And about 7 or 8 years ago, I got back into performing magic. And so I then went and auditioned for the Magic Castle. and they passed me. I became a magician member of the Magic Castle.
Oh shit.
This was a fucking childhood fucking dream, and I accomplished it much later in my life. But who gives a fuck? You know, we got a little lost along the way.
You got a little Zoom illusion or something you could do across Zoom?
I don't.
Nothing? Okay. All right. I had to ask.
You know, but you know, all that stuff's been closed down now. Anyway, I haven't been able to perform there and do anything. You know, I actually did perform there a couple times, so you know, it was fun. And I get to perform at the Comedy Store and the Improv and out there. I've had a great freaking run and a great thing, and now I'm here and I'm going to be working down here, and I look forward to it. I look forward to our show on January 30th.
That's right, buddy. Township Comedy Club, downtown Fort Lauderdale. You can go and make your reservations now. I think that we're pretty close to being booked out in the main area, so I would suggest anybody going on townshipftl.com and make your reservations there. All right, dude, really quick before I get out of here, I want to respect your time, and we'll chat some other time and we'll get some other stuff in, but I have a mental reps questionnaire and we're going to get you out of here. Are you cool with that?
Go ahead. Yeah, do it.
All right, cool.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Why so serious?
What's in the box?
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Answer the question, Claire.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Is Darth Vader my father?
For real? I want answers.
Without a good question, a good answer has no place to go. It's time for the mental reps questionnaire.
I love it. All right. This is take as long as you need, but don't overthink it. It's like a lightning round of sorts. If you could meet anyone, current or historical, and spend the day picking their brain, who would it be?
I'd like to talk with Clint Eastwood. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. I love that he's a great director. I love all his work in front of the camera. I love his work behind the camera. He's just one of those guys. I would just love to work with him or meet him or, you know, be directed by him in a film. Clint Eastwood is one of those guys. I would just, I just got mad respect for him just because he does the music. He's, he's been doing this a long time and his career is interesting. And I love the Gran Torino. I love that he sang on the back end of that. I mean, he's an auteur, you know, he's a great filmmaker. And I'm just a huge fan of Clint Eastwood's.
I like that answer, bro. I like that answer. If you had one round trip ticket in a time machine, when and where would you go?
Oh, good question. One time?
Yeah, one round trip. When and where?
I'd go to the Ford Theater the night that fucking Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. And right before John Wilkes Booth went in there, I'd cut his fucking head off.
That's a fucking patriotic answer right there. I like that shit. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
The ability to time travel.
Okay. Very good. If you could create a Woodstock type music festival featuring 5 musical acts of any era, who would they be?
Elvis Presley, the Beatles, Aerosmith, Eric Clapton, Rolling Stones.
Money. What's your favorite movie?
Godfather 1 and 2, I'll count as one movie. And fucking Braveheart's right up there as well. And fucking Goodfellas, all that shit.
Ireland.
You know, all those
She's
movies,
mine.
Everything. You watch those 5 movies, it'll teach you everything you need to be about being a fucking man.
I like that shit. In a world without stand-up or acting, what's your dream job?
Professional golfer.
Oh, I like that. I just finished Tiger last night, the documentary.
I heard it's epic. I heard the first part's fucking amazing, and the second part's even more epic.
Ooh.
But I got to tell you, all I need to know about Tiger, and I watched him with his kid Charlie, and
how cool was that?
It was so fucking cool. I fucking made me fall in love with Tiger. I don't give a fuck what he's done. You know, Tiger's an incredibly gifted athlete, one of the best to ever fucking touch a golf club. And he doesn't have to break Jack Nicklaus's records, but he's been fucking amazing, exceptional, made golf exciting. To watch him with his kid Charlie, I just got the feels, man. And that little kid loves his dad so much. And to watch Tiger Woods with his fucking son, and the kid's a little Tiger. It's like
dude, his swing is insane.
All the same things. And I loved his relationship with JT. You know what I mean, Justin Thomas. And
yeah,
it was just, you know. I mean, it just gave me the feels, man. I loved it. I loved it. So I'm going to watch that special. But, it's like anything else, The Germans have a word called Schadenfreude, where they love to tear down people who've become incredibly successful. People just love to rip them off the high horse, like Louis C.K. and some of these people. They have to cancel these people, and I get the similar feeling with Tigers, maybe it was one of the best things that ever happened to Tiger, to tell you the truth. Who fucking knows? I'm human, and look, we all make mistakes. We're all human beings, and we're all allowed to be human beings. We're all allowed to have fucking bad days. We're all allowed to make fucking mistakes. You don't get to fucking ruin someone's life for the rest of their life because they made a fucking mistake. They sent out a fucking bad tweet or some shit. I don't fucking know. I mean, it's obnoxious. And meantime, if you turn the camera around on these people, they'd be fucking canceled themselves.
Oh, hell yeah.
The thing is, as I say this, cancel culture, they come for this guy today, and tomorrow they're going to come for you. So exactly, be careful what you fucking ask for, and get off your fucking high horse and start being a fucking human being again. We're all human beings. We're all capable of fucking amazing and beautiful and exceptional fucking things. And we're also capable of horrible, horrendous fucking events. And all you have to do is read a fucking history book and know that. And, it's like that old Indian saying, the little kid asked his grandfather, they said, in every man lives two wolves. One is a happy wolf and a joyful wolf. And one is an angry, bitter wolf. And he goes, well, which one's inside you? He goes, which one wins? He goes, that the wolves battle each other all the time. He goes, which one wins, Grandpa? He goes, the one you feed.
Yeah.
You want to be fucking happy. You see, my whole thing is, I'm going to come across like a douchebag, but one thing I know about life is whatever you put out into life comes back to you tenfold. So if you want to be loved, love people. If you want to have great friends, be a great friend. If you want to be, if you want to be, whatever you want in your life, be the example of in your life, and it comes back to you. Whatever you put into you first. See, you had the power all along, Dorothy. All you had to do was click your heel 3 times.
This is true,
dude.
But you're so saying, right, man. You're so right.
One thing I've learned over the course of my lifetime, in my years, is that whatever you put out into the world will come back to you in tenfold. So if you're angry and you're bitter and you're hateful, then you're going to surround yourself with angry, bitter, hateful people. But if you're joyful and you're happy and you feed your fucking soul and fill your head with beauty, then you become a beautiful person and you attract other beautiful people in your life.
I fucking love that, man.
Life coach.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, I'm about to sign up for this shit, bro. I'll be your first disciple. I'll be in there, bro. I'm liking what I'm hearing, dude. For real. I think that you're right, man. And I obviously we like to have fun on the show, but this is very much in line with what I talk about all the time. You're trying to be the best version of yourself, better today than you were yesterday. Get rid of all the bullshit. Be pragmatic. And like you said, if you are not having a good time, go help somebody. Go fuck into a soup kitchen or go to an elderly's place and help some kids, or fucking go to a toy drive, bring some toys, do something to bring some positivity in your life. Like you said, you want to be a good friend, be a good friend to other people, have friends, and that's going to come back to you. And really quick before I get you out of here, because you pretty much covered the last one, but if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Love each other.
Yeah.
Life's too short, man. Love each other. Love is the greatest energy on the fucking planet. And I just read something the other day. It said, I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you. Love will teach you. I just came a little bit. I just came a little bit after I said that. Thank God I have my sponge underpants on. I got to wake up with a load of potato flakes in my pubes tomorrow because you fucking made me say that fucking saying.
Dude,
I didn't want to say it, but you made me say it.
Dude, it's fucking beautiful,
all right,
bro.
I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I got to fucking get my cape and my boots on and go save the fucking world. I'll see you January 30th for the fucking show. Everybody get a ticket. Look, we were just talking shit, but my show's really good. If you come out, I guarantee laughter. No politics, no bullshit, just straight up fucking funny, and you'll have a great time at the show. And we're gonna have some great people there. We got fucking Nadeem Awad's gonna be in the show. Who's emceeing the show?
We got John Gregory, Abby Ballin, Danny Braff, awesome. Madison Malloy.
Not a similar. Okay, great, man. It's going to be a fucking killer show. Awesome. I look forward to it. I cannot wait.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome, brother.
All right, dude. I'm looking forward to it, man. I appreciate
Peace out, man.
Thanks for being on, man. Talk to you later. See you this weekend. Bye.